So today we are going to discuss quite an interesting topic, which is Tingyun dead or is she alive but hidden somewhere else? And I would love to hear your opinion about it, because what makes the game enjoyable for me is the discussions of the community about it. So please let me know your opinion about it in the comments section below. And before we start, don't forget to subscribe my channel if you haven't already, to stay notified with everything new about Honkai Star Rail. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that like button and share the video with your friends. And without any further ado, let's just get started. So the first thing that we should know is that the body that we see right now on the in the cutscene is in fact dead. There is no point of trying to cope about whether that body is actually alive or dead. It is dead. However, the thing that we don't know is what Welt actually mentioned, and that is that Tingyun's real body? Or was it just some type of a toy that Phantylia used to trick them with? Because we know from the Ambrosial Arbor that Phantylia can create her own body from different stuff, and she can create different bodies. So first of all, she was in Tingyun's body, or she created a Tingyun body, and then she created that massive, huge mummy body from the Ambrosial Arbor. That wasn't her real body. She literally doesn't have a body, at least not for now. She is just a soul that floats around, and she basically goes into stuff and create her own body from that. So that is a point that we need to know about. If it is Tingyun's real body, then it's over, I guess. Tingyun is dead. There is no point of trying to actually discuss it anymore. However, if it's not, then maybe Tingyun is still alive and she is hidden somewhere where we can find her and save her. Now, the thing that is talking about the body being actually not Tingyun's real body is actually the fact that the body disappeared with Phantylia. And according to Welt, while Phantylia is an emanator of destruction, it would have worked way better for her and for her philosophy of destruction to let the body there, so that everybody would see Tingyun's dead body and how awfully it was killed, and basically everybody would be afraid, and fear would spread between the Cloud Knights, and that would have actually spread destruction between the Cloud Knights in a very horrific way. However, she actually didn't leave the body there. Instead, she took it with her, or at least she made it disappear. We don't know where it disappeared to, but we know that it disappeared and it wasn't there for them to actually check. And that also Welt did mention stuff about, and that is basically the fact that she maybe is trying to spread fear of the unknown between them. So now that we don't have the body, we don't know whether that was Tingyun's real body or not. And since we don't know if it was the real body or not, we don't know if there are any other people between us right now who are actually the same as her. So we don't know if Phantylia is right now standing between us. And that is the fear of unknown. And that is also a way to spread fear and destruction between the Cloud Knights and make them actually afraid of each other. And being afraid of each other is a very horrific scene to see, because when you can't actually trust even your own friends, that's an awful scene to be in. That's just so awful. So that is another possibility that Welt actually mentioned, and that is a very good possibility as well. However, that could mean also that the body was a real body and she didn't want them to actually check it and know whether it was a real body or not. So these are the 2 points that we have right now. One of them is basically hinting towards it being just some type of a toy and not the real body, and the other one is hinting towards the body being a real body. However, there is something that is actually puzzling me, and that is the reaction to Tingyun's death. They nearly didn't actually react at all. All they did was just saying, "Oh, so is Tingyun dead now?" That's all they said. They literally didn't do anything else. They weren't sad, they were sad a little bit, but they weren't crying, they weren't trying to scream about the body and how it actually was killed, because the way it was killed was horrific. And their mild reaction is really interesting. I am pretty interested in why they reacted this way. At least March should have cried or maybe screamed about how the body was killed, but instead she didn't do anything. She was just like, "Oh, is Tingyun now dead?" That's not how you react to a dead body that was killed in that horrific way in front of you, especially when you are a happy person like March. That would have not been the way you would have reacted with a body like that, actually. So we will see why the reaction was like that, but in my opinion that could be maybe a hint from the developers that her death wasn't real, that wasn't Tingyun's real body, but instead it was something else. Maybe it could be, because we know that Hoyoverse, at least from Honkai Impact 3rd, likes to break the fourth wall a lot, so maybe this was their way of breaking it actually in Honkai Star Rail as well. However, last but not least, the last thing that I wanted to talk about is the fact that I think that it would be disappointing if they bring Tingyun back, unless it has to do with Locha. If Locha is the one who brings her back, then that would be pretty interesting. But if it is something else, like maybe she is hidden somewhere and we find her and save her, that in my opinion is going to destroy the impact that her death had on us, and in my opinion it would be pretty disappointing. Imagine right now Himeko returns to Honkai Impact 3rd and she isn't dead. Like, that is going to destroy all the impact that she had on us throughout all these years, and that isn't a good idea. Especially for the game developers, if they want to keep the story actually interesting, I don't think that it would be a good idea for them to just make her appear out of nowhere and just say that she was hidden somewhere and we saved her. That isn't actually the way that you would approach this problem. In my opinion, the way that you would approach this problem is finding her body, and her body is dead. However, Locha with his abilities somehow is capable of actually returning her to life or reviving her. In my opinion, that is going to be a way better idea actually, and a way more interesting turn of event to make the story even more interesting. And it will also return Locha to the spotlight, because in this story he was out of nowhere. He was like standing there doing nothing. He was just standing doing nothing. So I would love to see more of Locha, and I would love to see actually Locha doing something to revive Tingyun instead of just finding her somewhere and saving her. In my opinion, that would be a way better and more interesting turn of event. Anyways, this is my opinion about it, so let me know your opinion about it in the comments section below, and I hope that you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends so that they can enjoy it too. And if you got any useful information from this video, or if you enjoyed it, make sure to subscribe my channel and turn on the notification bell beside it so that you stay notified with everything new about Honkai Star Rail. And with that being said, see you as always in the next video of Honkai Star Rail.